Well, I was approached by SETEK in the middle of last year to talk about their plans and their strategies and to seek my interest in becoming involved. And I was a bit wary at first because I didn't know very much about them or the people involved, but I did my due diligence, came to the view that this was a sound proposition, a good group of people, and that I liked the values of the company. This is a company that does have a sense of compassion and concern for people who are suffering and wants to make good that suffering where it can, and I liked that. And I liked also the way in which they're going about it. The company founder Mark Mees keeps saying, which I think is a very prudent line, we may not be first, but we're going to be the best. And I think that's something that certainly appeals to me. I think it's a very wise strategy. So I'm on board for the journey and I'm looking forward to it. My role with SETEK is to be chair of its advisory board. So that means I'm an advisor to the company. I'm not involved in its direct day-to-day management, but I'm there with a team of 2 or 3 other people on the advisory board to offer advice on strategic issues, to offer advice on some of the regulatory issues, also the way in which the company needs to develop. And I guess we're there to be the have you thought about this people and offer presumably some advice based on our respective experiences. Well, SETEK's got 2 licenses. The first is to grow a prohibited product for the purposes of research, and the second is to grow a product that's got a very high THC content. 4 other companies have got the first level license, only 2, including SETEK, have got the second. What it means is that the journey now starts. SETEK can start to develop the plants from which the extracts can be taken to determine the quality of the product they will eventually produce. It's a very important step, but it's one that's going to be lengthy and complicated because you've got all the things like developing a secure facility in which to grow them and a whole lot of tests and quite rigorous inspection from the Ministry of Health and others to make sure that at the end of the day, when you say this is the SETEK product, that you know that this bottle and that bottle and the other bottle are all going to be of the same standard. Well, I think one of the big challenges is to deal with the public perception about what's happening. I think a number of the public have the view that this is the ultimate panacea. We will solve all problems with a cannabis-based product. In fact, we won't, but cannabis-based medicines do work very well in certain areas. Pain relief for people suffering cancers and other long-term pain conditions, for instance. People with epileptic or Tourette's or similar type conditions can benefit. And so it's a matter of tailoring a product to meet the areas where it will succeed and I guess bringing the public up to speed about that. There's another element though too, and that is we've got to bring the medical profession up to speed because they will be the ones who will ultimately be making the decisions about access for patients. And we need to give them confidence in the quality of the product, confidence that this is going to be of benefit to their patients, and get around some of, I guess, their latent prejudices about what are we doing here? Is this some sort of backdoor steps to a legal drug market? No, this is about giving people a safe, secure and workable medicine. I think it's going to be very important for companies like SETEK to be involved in the public education program. I think that as part of our appeal to the public about what we are and what we're doing, we do need to be explaining the benefits of our product, what that might turn out to be in the future and how it will assist. And more importantly, we also need to be explaining what it won't do. And so that we don't build up a climate where people think, as I said before, we've got this universal panacea emerging. No, it'll be good in certain cases, it will work very effectively, it will be a great supplement to existing medicinal products, and we've got to make sure that we can fill that gap very well. I think there are a couple of challenges for the sector moving forward. I think one is public expectation. You're going to produce, despite all the information to the contrary, the wonder product. And I think constantly the companies involved are going to have to be making clear what their products can and cannot do. I think the second challenge is that this is an international industry it's developing worldwide, and so we can't expect New Zealand to be immune from prying eyes from overseas, shall we say. Where SETEK, I think, has been very smart has been to start to develop partnerships with overseas businesses early, so that we can draw from their experience, we can work collaboratively together, and we can give some sort of mutual assurance. But it's not going to be easy. This is a new industry developing. It's going to be a long journey, and therefore it's going to require a number of very small but determined steps.